Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it has been a really long time since I have done a tag video, and I figured that what better tag to do than the perfect palette tag 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that for you guys today. Let me pull up the questions. The actual palette tag number 1 and number 2 was created by a mom and daughter that I like to watch on YouTube. They are Melissa and Kate, and their YouTube channel is I Love Faces 1042. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that down below. They're really cute. I love how they pair up together and do videos together as a mom and daughter, and if I had a daughter I would probably do that too. But I'm gonna go ahead and go through the questions with you guys, and let's go ahead and get started. So question number 1 is eyeliner, brush, or nothing. So basically, if you had to choose a palette that came with either an eyeliner brush, an eyeliner, a brush, or nothing, what would you choose? For me, I would definitely choose a palette that came with nothing. I have some palettes that have come with like brushes, and some come with eyeliners, and either I just never use the brush, or I end up using the brush and forget about the eyeliner, something along those lines. So for me, I would rather have a palette that has nothing but the product in it. The second is a palette you have hit pan on. Sad to say, but I have not hit pan on any of my current palettes. I'm about to hit pan on Half Baked in my Naked palette, and I have a couple other shadows in other palettes where I'm like literally just there. So I'm actually thinking about doing like a Shop My Stash or Project Tan to get those used up. It's just that I really do not use makeup on a daily. This is kind of what I do use if I do use makeup, and that's mascara and brows, and that's it. So it takes me a long time. I did get through one of my Wet n Wild palettes, which I thought was really cool, but I no longer have that palette anymore. So, oh well, I think it was Walking on Eggshells, which I actually should pick up another one of those because I did like it. Okay, my favorite Naked palette would have to be the Naked one. If you guys have been following me a while, you know that this was technically like my first what would I categorize this as? This was my first like cult palette. I've had MAC palettes, I have had Lancome and Estee Lauder, you know, a lot of the Macy's brands that you'll see there, but I've never had like an Urban Decay or Too Faced, and this Naked palette was my first Urban Decay palette, so my first like YouTube cult palette, you could say, and it is still my favorite. This palette, even if I've had it for a couple years, more than a couple years now, it's one of my favorites because of the colors. It has a lot of warm tones in the palette itself. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my go-tos. This palette travels with me all the time. It is like literally my travel palette. So okay, so yeah, the Naked palette is just my go-to for everything. Number 4 is, what is your favorite holiday or limited edition palette? And this was hard because a lot of my palettes that I do have are limited edition. And I was originally gonna choose my Theodora palette from Urban Decay. It comes with 5 shadows, I believe. And I think it's a great neutral palette, but there is green and gold in there that not everybody would choose. So I wanted to choose something that is a palette that I really liked using and I really enjoyed, and I went with the Too Faced A Few of My Favorite Things palettes. If you guys been following me a while, when I was younger, my mom used to absolutely love this song. She sung it all the time. So why is it that, sorry, I feel like I got darker all of a sudden. Is that better? Well, anyway, my mom always sung this song, so it stuck with me. So one of my first businesses that I made was a business called A Few of My Favorite Things, or Honey's Favorite Things was the name of my business. So this palette in general, the name of it really resonates with me, but the colors in here are awesome, and I'm really bummed, but at the same time I like this palette tag because this gives me an opportunity to pull out palettes that I haven't been really using and give them another chance. I didn't stop using this palette just because, but you know, when you're a beauty junkie or you're a beauty lover, you really have a lot to choose from. And this is just a palette that I kind of stopped using. I put it up on my shelf. I forgot about it. And the colors in here are just phenomenal. I mean, if you look at every single shade, you have everything from a gorgeous, like, shimmery silver gold, cream colored shades for your highlight. You have soft pinks, gorgeous taupe shades, a bronze shade, golds, blues, purples. It's just a lot in this palette, and I've actually created a look using a few of the colors in this palette last year or the year before for a Valentine's Day look. But the colors are still something that really gives you the extra pop of color, so I will leave that link down below. You also get 2 bronzers, so you get a Chocolate Soleil bronzer plus the Sun Bunny, which is one of my favorites. You get a Melt Into Spring blush, which is a kind of matte satin blush, as well as the Raindrops on Roses, which is a shimmer. This palette is perfect for travel. And the only thing is it doesn't come with a mirror, which I honestly don't think you need, though a mirror would have been perfect in this little space that they have right here. I just think this palette is awesome, and I wish that Too Faced would literally make something like this permanent. The shades are gorgeous. It has beautiful colors to create any type of look, and then the packaging is just really, really nice. So this again is the Too Faced A Few of My Favorite Things palettes. Just one of my favorites overall, but definitely one that I wish that they would make a comeback, make permanent, or something along those lines with a similar concept and similar shades. The next palette, or question number 5, is a palette you would repurchase or wish you had a backup of if it is no longer available. And this is another limited edition palette, but I absolutely love it. I honestly think that this again is a palette that they should make permanent. I would repurchase this again if I knew I wasn't going to get through it, which isn't a problem because I know I will not get through it. And it is the Lorac Mega Pro 2 palette. This just came out. I'm not too sure if it's still available on Ulta's website, but it came out just before Christmas. It's one of my favorites because, one, you can't beat these shades. I have Mega Pro number 1, and I think number 2 just offers you a wide range of everything, cool toned, soft, wearable shades. You do have some warm shades in here as well, but this is just a great palette for all the time use. Prosecco and Sandstone are 2 of my favorite shades. They're perfect for all over the lid, everyday type shades, which I absolutely love. And I just think this is a palette that every beauty lover should have in their arsenal. Just saying. Let's see here. The next would be question number 6 is a shade you wish was sold separately, and we're going with Lorac again. The Lorac Pro 2 palette, which is this one here. I did do a review of this sometime last year, I believe, so I will leave that link down below as well. But in this palette, the absolute most gorgeous shade is Rosé, and that's this shade right here. and I'll go ahead and just kind of swatch it for you. It is just a gorgeous rosy pink shade, perfect for all over the lid, perfect for every day. It is one of my favorite shades, again, for all over the lid, everyday use. This palette just offers gorgeous buttery shades in general, but just the mix of these, rosé with plum, beautiful. Rosé with mocha and nectar, gorgeous. But rosé is one of those colors where you wish you had on its own, because it would just collaborate for something awesome with no matter what you blend it with. It's like one that will go with browns, coppers, bronze type shades, pinks, purples, blues even. It's just a really good shade. So that's rosé. Number 7 is the wild card. So I need to pick a question from the original perfect palette tag to answer again. Now I did not do the perfect palette tag number 1. If you guys want me to, I can definitely do that for you, but I'm pulling up the perfect palette, that's a tongue twister, perfect palette tag 1, so I can pull up the questions from that one. Okay, hustle. Okay, so a question that I am going to go with is most used, most loved desert island palette. This is going to change, but right now I am absolutely currently loving the Kat Von D Shade to Light Eye Contour palette. This palette is so great. You have shades here that you can use every single day, all the time. They are all matte, but you have such a versatile palette here. For everyday neutral eyes, you can bump it up, you can make smoky eyes, you can make an everyday soft daytime wearable eye. You can use some of these shades to fill in your eyebrows with. It's just a really versatile palette, and I really do like it. So that is, oh, I'm sorry, most versatile palette would be the Shade and Light. Like I said, this may change if I start something else or start to use something else more. I'll realize whether or not I like it. But the shades in here are just awesome. I love the way they're laid out. You can use them in the quads or separately. So I think that that is awesome. And then the last question is, sorry guys. Pulling it up on the phone. Okay, so the last question on the perfect palette tag 2 is the palette you would recommend to a friend. This is kind of a no-brainer. I originally was gonna go with the Naked One palette because it is one of my go-tos, one of my favorites. It's a holy grail palette for me. But I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know, I've mentioned this second palette time and time again. Those of you who've been watching my channel for a long time, you already probably know what I'm about to say. It is the Lorac Pro palette. This is the original Pro palette. This palette for me just has gorgeous warm shades, some nice cool tones in there to kind of bring the look all together, and it'll work for anyone. I'm about to hit pan on cream and taupe because taupe is one of my favorite transition shades. Cream is one of my favorite highlight shades. But overall, this palette just offers you, and I know mine's is dirty. I was swatching it the other day trying to do something, but the colors in this palette is just beautiful. Deep purple is perfect for the outer V or in the crease if you're looking to deepen up or darken a look, or even rub down a lower lash line to create a really soft, subtle, without going black type of shade. You have a black in this palette, which is awesome. A beautiful matte black you can use for a variety of purposes. You can use some of the shades in this palette to do your eyebrows, which again is awesome. You have highlight shades, you have, I mean, light bronze is one of my favorites. It is such a gorgeous, just light bronze shade, just as it says. Just beautiful. Every single shadow in here is one that I love. I've created a plethora of looks, so it is definitely one of my favorites. That is it for the Perfect Palette 2 tag. I'm going to go ahead and leave the link down below for I Love Faces for Melissa and Kate if you want to check out their channel. Most people are already subscribed to them and it's great. I think you should watch them. I love to watch their videos. They have some great hauls, honestly, some pretty awesome hauls. And I'll leave the questions down below as well. I did talk to my friend Beth and suggested that she do this palette tag as well. So I tag her, and anyone else that wants to do it, let me know if you do it, because I want to go and check out what makes your guys' favorite ones. I'm kind of sad in that way that I kind of looked for drugstore palettes, and I'm not really a beauty snob, but in a way I kind of am, because I seem to pull through my high-end stuff way more, which is, again, pathetic. But it doesn't mean I don't love drugstore. So it doesn't matter what type of makeup you have, what type of collection you have. If you're interested in doing this, definitely do it and come back and let me know. Yeah, I will leave the questions down below. And if you guys want to see me do the Perfect Palette tag number 1, comment down below and let me know as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks Melissa and Kate for doing awesome tags like this. I really enjoy them and I've been loving watching everyone's. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you in my next one and I'll talk to y'all soon. Smooches. Bye guys.